There are two things about being unemployed, and nobody says them in the same sentence. The first one is, having no income in this economy is literally a death sentence. Not a rough patch, not a chapter you skip past, a death sentence. And ain't nobody handing you cash once you need it. And the second one is, it's the most peaceful time I've ever had. And before anybody says anything, I've been on the wrong side of this. Not gap year unemployed, not taking some time to figure things out, the other one. The one where it simply just happens. You never planned to be unemployed. Yet, there you are on a random Monday, shitting your lungs out because of the Mexican feast you had the night before. Nobody is waiting for me anywhere. I got no fuck-ass job I gotta put up with, and everybody else is too busy with their job to need anything from me. There is no useless meeting I have to sit through on how to stop customers from suing the company. There is no one refreshing their inbox wondering where I am. And nobody has a plan for my Monday. Nobody has expectations of me. Which sounds sad when you say it out loud, but I promise you it's not. Employed people don't understand this because they've never had it. You get 2 days a week, and half of one is laundry. You don't have time. You have a gap between obligations. And you spend the whole gap knowing it's a gap. The first day is just recovering from the work week, and the second is just preparing to go back into the work week. I don't have a gap. I have an ocean. There's nothing on the other side of it. That's the problem. But still, it's an ocean of freedom. You go to the store at 11 in the morning on a Wednesday. The shop is empty. There is one old woman and one guy restocking a shelf. Neither of them acknowledges you, because at 11 in the morning on a Wednesday, you're not really supposed to be there. This is the shop before the shop opens for people who matter. And you can take as long as you want. You can read the back of a jar, the whole back, every language on it. Nobody's behind you. Nobody's waiting. Nobody's tapping their card in the air like a threat. You can stand in the aisle for 4 minutes, doing absolutely genuinely nothing. And no force in the universe will intervene. That's freedom. But here's what happens next, and this is the part I actually want to talk about. You have way too much fucking time, and the man with too much time doesn't relax. A man with too much time becomes a strategist. You start planning, not vaguely, you start planning in detail. You start making lists. You make a list of the lists. You research things you have no way to act on. You learn what a business license costs in a country you can't afford to fly to. And the worse the situation gets, the better the plan gets. Those two lines move in opposite directions. By the time it's genuinely dire and rent is due in 3 days, I have a 5-year plan with phases, because that's the currency we all abide by now. I've never been more organized, and I've never had less. I know exactly what I do with money. That's my whole skill set now. But the only problem is money isn't hiding under a rock with the bugs. And then, always, somebody asks the question, so what are you doing now? I'm standing here. That's what I'm doing. You're looking at it. This is the activity. There's no good answer to that question. If you say the truth, the room changes. If you lie, you have to maintain the lie. And maintaining a lie is a full-time job, which is ironic because now I have one. So you say, I'm working on some things. I've been working on some things for a very long time. Do I know what those things are? Fuck no. That's not the point. I'm making this sound nice. Let me stop. It's not nice. The only reason I'm calm is because there's nothing left to negotiate. That's a different thing from peace, and I keep mixing them up. When you have options, you have stress, because you can still lose them. When you have 0 options, you get this weird, flat quiet, and your brain reads it as calm, but it isn't. It's just quiet. It's a big difference. I had to learn that one the long way. Anyway, I know some of you are working 2 jobs with a kid at home, and here's me complaining about having too much free time. If you're that tired, having nothing to do sounds like paradise, and it is. For about 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks are a holiday. I'm talking about month 5. I'm talking about what happens after the holiday ends and nobody's there to pick you up. When it stops being a break from your life and it starts just being your life. Different things, man. The calm is only calm for as long as nothing has come due. And people picture the storm wrong. They think it kicks the door in or some shit. It doesn't. The storm is administrative. The storm arrives as a date. The same date it's always been. The same date it was when you had money. Except now, instead of a date, it's just a countdown. And you find yourself doing something you've never done in your life, which is checking what day it is. Repeatedly. Like the answer might improve or some shit. It doesn't change. I've tested this extensively. And then the freedom flips on you. Because all that beautiful empty time, nobody waiting for you, nowhere to be, no expectations. Turns out that's the same sentence as nobody's coming to save you. They're identical. It's just your bank balance decides which one you hear. That's the storm. It doesn't take anything from you. It just changes what everything means. Being scared of the storm doesn't delay the storm. It's never once worked. All panicking does is take the calm part away from you too. So you end up with a fire under your ass and no peace, which is the worst available combination, and it's still the one most people pick. Like, brother, if you have a fire under your ass, at least be happy you're warm. So if you're in the quiet bit right now, be in it properly, not guilty. Guilt doesn't pay rent either. It is what it is. You're Gucci.